Homo niveus abominabilis, more commonly known as the yeti or abominable snowmen, are an elusive species native to the alpine tundra of the Nashal region, with some even being spotted in the Parital and White Brow Mountains in the north. These elusive creatures have managed to avoid the eye of the general public for most of recorded history, being chalked up to a mere fairy tale to scare kids, or even a sort of venerated spirit in some cultures amongst the mountain folk. But due to some relatively recent advancements in local civilizations, encounters with these beasts have been on the rise. This spike in encounters has been a clear cause for concern, as the danger is made evident by just looking at the build of this creature. Standing anywhere between 3.5 and 4.5 meters, with a weight ranging between 300 and 400 kilograms, this alone would make them fairly dangerous. But when paired with territorial behavior, this greatly increases the chance of an encounter taking a violent turn. This violent nature appears to be one of their behavioral adaptations for the harsh environments they're native to, with their more noticeable physical adaptations being their thick layered fur that they shed during the warmer months, when they've been known to descend the mountains and converge in the surrounding plains. To aid in this climb, they've evolved an immense grip, strength to help carry the large builds up and down the many mountainsides of their habitat. The need to traverse the vertical plains of their home is also selected for greater arm strength and flexibility. Though this adaptation has another more concerning use outside of climbing, the complex structure of their arms has culminated in a terrifying mix of strength and dexterity. This, in conjunction with their apparent intelligence, allows them to leverage their terrifying grip strength, often used to crush a target, along with the use of rudimentary tools, usually in the form of sharpened rocks or bones, often used to aid in hunting. And it seems that they've also gotten quite good at throwing, with yetis being observed using rocks and clumps of compact snow to take out sirens in midair with impressive precision. All of the above factors have contributed greatly to the yeti's infamous status, with the local hunter guilds heavily dissuading the hunting of yetis without proper planning. With all that in mind, a hostile encounter with a yeti is fairly rare, with them often avoiding most settlements and being pretty solitary in general. But with the recent expansion of settlements around the base of the mountain ranges they're native to, the number of yeti encounters during their seasonal mountain descent has been on the rise. With efforts being made to push them back, many yetis have started avoiding the plains entirely, with this leading to a new problem, with the yetis being forced to stay in the mountains even after they've shed their winter coats. This has led to some of them breaking into isolated settlements to steal materials to craft makeshift clothes out of, with some braver ones even breaking into farms to steal cattle. Reports have even spread of yetis fighting over vacant homes. This has led to the troublesome event of a farmer checking in on a storehouse just to find a yeti has made its den there. With these types of events on the rise, it's become all too common for a hunter's guild to get a request for a yeti hunt. Upon questioning a guild member on the nature of these hunts, what we've gathered is that these hunts vary wildly between different yetis. The unpredictable nature of these hunts has led to them being restricted to only the more experienced hunters, with the standard guide recommending fighting them in an open area to keep them from making use of the tree cover they're used to. And these hunts should ideally take place in the warmer months for visibility, and so the yetis won't have their winter coats, making them more susceptible to any weapons you may have. Even with these optimal conditions, it's still recommended to have a 3-man team minimum, with one member being sent to scout ahead and draw the target's attention with a ranged weapon. If this doesn't scare it off and it starts to advance toward the scout, this is when the second member comes in with a polearm or any weapon that can reliably keep the yeti at a distance, preferably a fire lance. These two will work together to distract the yeti, while the third member sneaks up from behind with a weapon heavy enough to disable the legs of the target. The combustion pick is recommended. In this case, Dot, after this step, the yeti should be mobilized, where it can then be captured, rehabilitated, and relocated, or be put down on the spot, depending on the mission requirements, Dot. There are many reasons someone would pay for a yeti hunt, Dot. Most are for relocation or research reasons, but some are for more morally questionable reasons, Dot. With the fur harvested from a yeti are often being turned into fur coats, Dot, or used in armor to add padding, as their winter coat has a soft, cushion-like feel and is good for trapping heat, Dot, while their bones are also used for decorative uses, like hair ornaments, along with more practical uses, like handles for weapons. These are highly coveted, as yeti bones are incredibly sturdy, along with the fact that once cleaned, the bones can appear iridescent, though it should be kept in mind that many mountain cultures frown upon yeti hunts, with some even trying to intercept them. This has made our research quite complicated. This hasn't been our sole concern, as reports have spread about a group of yetis gathering in the southern mountains. This is alarming, as yetis tend to be solitary, with their shrinking habitat being the only thing forcing them together recently. But what's odd is that they appear to be organized. But by what or whom has eluded researchers dot? But I believe I found a hint.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. These guys were really fun to design and have some interesting lore that I wasn't able to fit into one video, so look forward to seeing more of these guys. If you want to get more updates and see the progress of these designs, be sure to check out the Discord link below. And if you feel like supporting this project, consider checking out the Patreon. Huge thanks to members like Quellabello for joining, or consider checking out my commission